It was a lengthy trial which saw one of the world's star athletes face up to murdering his girlfriend. It sent shockwaves throughout the world. Pistorius maintained his innocence till the end, maintaining he thought she was an intruder.
She was sitting on the floor to the right of the toilet, my lady. She was seated on her right buttocks with her right arm on top of the toilet bowl.
However, the court was not convinced, and this was the initial sentence in 2016.
In the result, the sentence that I imposed on the accused for the murder dolus eventualis of the deceased, that is Reeva Steenkamp, is 6 years imprisonment.
The prosecution believed it was too lenient, and in 2017, the Supreme Court of Appeal sentenced him to 13 years and 5 months in jail. Now, having served more than half of his sentence, Pistorius could be home soon.
This is a platform where the victims of crime are afforded an opportunity to make representation either orally or in written form before the parole board. The same courtesy has to be afforded to the inmate. At the end of that session, the board will deliberate and pronounce its decision, which might not be on the same day of the sitting. It has to be understood that Mr. Pistorius was given a 13 years and 5 months sentence and has served just over 7 years, meaning that he has served the minimum required time, thus becoming eligible to be considered for parole placement.
Reeva Steenkamp's father will not attend due to ill health.
Barry, because of his ill health, cannot be there. As you know, he did see Oscar with the victim offender dialogue last year. June will then, on Friday, be representing both her and Barry and make personal representations with regard to the parole and a victim impact statement.
Pistorius' lawyer would not be drawn into commenting until after the parole board's decision.
The parole board will hear evidence from people who were directly affected by his crime. In this instance, it would be Reeva Steenkamp's parents, June and Barry Steenkamp. They would have deposed to victim impact statements. In other words, what is the impact that they suffered as a result of Oscar Pistorius having committed this crime, as well as other people who could have been affected, be it close relatives or family members of Reeva Steenkamp. And this is taken into account by the parole board. Oscar Pistorius would testify himself during this hearing in an attempt to show that he is remorseful for his actions, that he has been rehabilitated, and that he qualifies as a person who can be released and integrated back into society. After having heard all of the evidence led, it can also be subjected to cross-examination by Pistorius and his legal representatives, and also by a representative on the parole board to test the veracity of the evidence led during the parole hearing. I anticipate it would most likely take 3 to 4 weeks for the parole board to reach a conclusion.
So if Oscar Pistorius is granted parole, there are likely to be conditions attached to his release from jail. Those would be determined by the parole board. If he is not released and believes the decision is unfair, he has the right to take it on review. Chriselda Lewis, SABC News in Johannesburg.